Oh yeah, I'm filling up my spray bottle. I gotta have my
Secret ingredients in there?
Yeah. So it's not even that like that secret, but I have to have like I'm installing the window with soapy water, so I need to have something like some type of slip solution to actually get the adhesive to like slide around and be positioned where I want, so I can actually get all the moisture and air out from underneath it. If I don't, the film is going to automatically start tacking. My secret ingredient is baby shampoo, which I might have put too much in. Everybody has like a different like what we like to use. I used to use Dawn soap, but I've switched over to the baby shampoo once I started using 3M Crystalline, because the Crystalline has such like its adhesive is it's a little bit different. It's more of an aggressive adhesive, so I wanted something that gave me a little bit more slide and slip to it. There's two terms for this. I grew up in Texas, so we always called this a California roll, and now I live out in California, so the other term for this is a back roll. So, I have no clue. No, I wish I had a good reason for that. That was just what we called it. And then when I moved out to Florida, they called it a California roll as well. But other guys I know just call it a back roll. And the only time I use this peeling technique is on windshields, because I do windshields all like by myself, and it's a big window. You know, the average windshield is about 60 to 65 inches across and about 30 to 36 inches high. So it's a large piece of material that I'm trying to like manipulate. And so this is where the back roll aspect comes from. This is the 70% crystalline, so this is like the clear film, so you're not actually having any like loss of visibility. I've already cleaned this window once, but I'm just gonna go back over it. I always blade these twice, just so I can get them as clean as possible, because this is the window that everybody gets to be the most nitpicky about, because you stare at the window, you know, 36 inches away from it the whole time you're driving the car. So you want this one, like specifically if you want a window clean, you want the windshield clean. So I always go over it twice with the blade, because I'm human and I make mistakes all the time. And it's
You're human?
Yeah. I always protect the dash as much as possible. The dash cover, I have the soak rope down here. On the Fords actually have a piece of foam that goes at the bottom of the window to reduce road noise. So actually I have the soak rope just right up next to that. And this is my final squeegee. Everybody has like their own technique on like the best way to final. This is the most important like part to me, because if you don't have a good final on your window, you're gonna leave any like little bit of water you leave is gonna leave dirt. I always build everything right here. See, this is real important, because on the inside you have so much less space because of the angle of the trim. So it's hard to work sometimes. Sorry, I'm concentrating really hard here. So I'm just making sure everything's all lined up, because that's one of my biggest pet peeves is light gaps, because my job is literally to cut out as much light as possible. The light transmission, the 70% light transmission, is basically the same as clear glass. Clear glass usually has anywhere from a 60 to an 80% light transmission. And like, so like whenever I say I'm doing like a 70% light transmission, that's basically a clear. I messed that sentence all up. I hope you don't use that one. I use the Orange Crush, which this is a typically like what we consider like a softer squeegee. Oh, sorry, Alex. And yeah. So that way with the softer squeegee, it's a little bit more malleable to the shape of the window. So it gets, to me, gets more water out. And this is the satisfying part that everybody likes, because this you get to see all the bubbles get out of the window. But yeah, this is the secret on if anyone's been curious about how you install window tint without having bubbles. And I'm always wetting the window as I go, because even though this tool is soft, it still has the potential to scratch the film, which if it does, it's usually super, super fine. And as I'm installing, it's very, very hard to see. And once it happens with window tint, there's no forgiving, it's just there. And that means it's a redo. So the whole hour or so that I've been working on this would all be for nothing if I scratched it. And with that too, the scratches are so fine, and when the film's wet, it's really hard to tell. And as it dries, they become more noticeable. Windshields are actually like my favorite window to tint on a vehicle, just because of the difficulty that goes into them and the amount of like technical skill that takes for most of them. Because like honestly, I would do windshields all day if I had the choice. Like the video, subscribe.
You want to say to anyone out there special?
Anyone out there special? Bro, I'm single. I can't pull a girl. They're scary. But yeah, that's it, Alex. I just hard card the edges with my paper towel to get the last little bit of moisture, and that's a pretty clean windshield, man. Which I don't know if you're gonna keep this in the video, but I really like the way that Ford does this on certain cars. So this is considered dot matrix, these little dots here. This is something that's on every single window, it's around every edge. But what they did on these, because windshields are laminated glass, which means it's 2 panes of glass together, they put it in between the layers of glass. So it's not actually like rough on this side, so it dries like super smooth and nice.
You're like, I did.
Yeah, it makes life a little bit easier. Like, to be honest, because normally this is rough and bumpy, and so the film won't fully adhere to everything, and it'll dry in like a white look to it. It's totally normal, you see it on stuff all the time, but when it's in between the layers of glass like that, it's gonna dry super smooth. So yeah, just a little tidbit of information. You'll see it on any back window, like Chargers are really bad. They have like this, no, they're not really bad, but they have like a huge dot matrix across the top, and then the film doesn't always want to like adhere to it. So it's like on something like this, it's cool, you know, when you get to see it in between the panes of glass. I know that's something dumb that no one's gonna care about, but me as an installer, I like it. Cool, oh, I'm done now, man.
All right, do your hand signs.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like.